Hello, and welcome to Vibe Science, where we believe happy and healthy people will change the world. That's what we're doing here. Trying to get you to your highest vibe.
This is Vibe Science, a top 100 wellness podcast presented by the Radcast Network, breaking wellness barriers and making health truly personal. Here are your hosts, Ryan Alford and Chris Hansen.
We're talking water today. We're talking H2O. We're talking the queen of elixirs. We're talking Tracy Duhs. What's up, Tracy?
What's up, Ryan?
Hey, I know you told me pre-episode. Well, as soon as you said queen of elixirs, that was stuck. What's happening?
Hey, just hanging out here in San Diego, enjoying a hydro shot over here. It's the best day.
Yes. Lovely San Diego. Living the good life. I'm jealous. I'd like to be in San Diego, like on the beach, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty much heaven here. I have no complaints.
No complaints. Well, I've enjoyed getting to know you from afar via the lovely world of social media and your website and everything like that. I know we won't throw titles around, but we've been looking for more, I don't know, modern health advocates. And my team's like, you need to check out Tracy. I'm like, okay. I saw you went on Brad Lee's podcast. Brad's a buddy. I'm like, all right, I like this chick. I'm like, super successful. She's drinking lots of water. She's preaching, I don't know, from the Bible playbook of modern health. I'm like, let's talk to Tracy. So I'm just excited to have you on. I do want to talk your business journey. I know you've been successful in a lot of ways. You got some books, got a newer book, Hydrate, coming out. Is that right?
Yes.
So I want to get there. But I'm going to ask you the first question. And again, anybody listening can go follow Tracy. We're going to get to all that. But what is it about water? So we'll just start down the path before we go down the complete business journey. Why water?
Well, that's a great question, Ryan, because a lot of people have it. First of all, we're made of 98.9% water molecules. So when I found that out, I realized, gosh, if most of our body's made of water, then wouldn't this be something that we could look deeper into to understand a little bit more about ourselves and our health? And once I started studying water and realizing that it's not just molecules put together of hydrogen and oxygen, it's so much more. Water holds memory, it holds information. When you have structured water, it forms into these hexagonal like sheets that are holding information, more information than even the silica cells in your cell phone or your computer. Water is transmitting and receiving information all of the time. And it's something that is being imprinted. The body of water that we are is being imprinted by the thoughts we're thinking, the words we're saying, the environment we're in, the food we're eating. It's all being impacted. And so once we start to look at this deeper, it's like it becomes so exciting and magical. And I really think that if we really pay attention and have a reverence for the body of water that we are, we can upgrade our health in a really positive way. And so I just love giving people the good news that health doesn't need to be difficult. It doesn't need to be expensive. It's a lot of the hidden secrets are in the body of water that you are, and learning how to upgrade that information is where we get to start.
That is the most badass way I've ever heard anyone talk about water in my life. I'm like, I was like entranced. I was like, wow, I am a body of water. And I joke a little bit, but I'm dead serious. I'm like, that's cool. Like, I never thought about it that way. It's true. We know that, 98%. We hear that, we read that, but I don't know if it really sticks, I'm not sure we absorb what that means.
No. And most of the time you'll hear like the percentages in terms of mass, like, oh, you're on average about 70% water. And then okay, that's mass. But then when we're looking at the molecular point of our body, it's like the molecules are 98.9% water. That's huge. It makes you kind of think, why are you not a puddle of water on the floor? You know?
Sometimes I feel like it.
Really. And when we die and we go back to dust, it's just like a little bit of ash, because the most of what we are is water. So when that water dissipates, there's really nothing left of us. And it's just so interesting. So the reason why we're not a puddle of water on the floor is because the body of water that we are is structured. It's crystalline structure. Our cells are constantly structuring the water into H3O2 molecules instead of H2O. So when you drink H2O, your cells are working hard to convert that to H3O2. Kind of like a honeycomb. The water is being structured into these hexagonal structures, and then they're in little sheets. And this is structured water. And our body creates that. So since you are structured water, you're not a puddle of water on the floor.
Man, I think you're too smart for me, Tracy, but I did get all of that. All right, last random question before I really want our audience to know some of your business journey, some of the juicy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Before you get to the juicy stuff.
Before we get to the juicy stuff. Okay. How much water should we drink a day?
Oh, this is the question.
Is it 8 glasses or is it the gallon that I try to drink?
It's different for everybody.
All right.
Like, I'm one of those people that goes to hot yoga, so I'm sweating a lot every day. I'm very active. I'm doing breath work, which is constantly like this respiration. We need to get more water when we're doing that. So it depends on your lifestyle, it depends on your metabolism, the microbiome of your gut, because your microbiome is going to impact how much of the water you actually absorb and gets into your cells, or you're just peeing or eliminating out. There's so many factors. It's like, just think about snowflakes. They're all different. We're all different. The amount of water that we need is going to be different based on the season too. Is it hot? Is it cold? We're constantly evaporating. The water is evaporating. So there isn't a hard and fast rule. But what I like to say is, and it depends on your size too, but for me, I like to drink at least 3 liters of water a day. If I don't get at least that, I feel really dehydrated.
Well, I'm 6'5", 250. So I'm a big dude. So I drink a gallon.
Well, that's good. And sometimes you can drink too much too. So there's just so many things. And it's not how much water, it's not quantity, it's quality.
Oh, okay? Boy.
So the quality of water you drink is going to make a significant difference in how much you need. Because just like I spoke about earlier, the H2O molecules are being converted inside of our body. And so if you drink structured water already, your body doesn't have to work as hard to convert it. And our cells are making metabolic water every single day. So you make the purest deuterium depleted water within your cells. And that's about 1 liter to 1.5 liters of water a day, depending on how much sunlight you're getting, how much you're moving, how healthy your mitochondria are. But you actually make your own water inside your cell.
Now my mind is completely blown.
Yeah, it's cool. So I say, instead of focusing on how much water you're drinking, we want to focus on the quality of the water, and then also getting our mitochondria healthy so that our body can make the best water ever that is hydrating our cells, deuterium depleted, structured already, everything that is pure, it's everything that we need. So when we focus on that, which I have these 9 pillars of health that I really advocate, and those 9 pillars of health are what are helping with our cellular health in order for us to make more metabolic water.
I love that, and I'm glad you teed that up. Let's go down that path, because I know that's a book you wrote, The 9 Pillars of Health. what I know we could probably spend the entire time we have talking purely about that. But since you brought it up, I like to keep the flow here. What are the 9 pillars of health?
What are the 9 pillars of health? Well, basically the 9 pillars
or the most key ones, which are, your favorites, which ones are your babies? Which ones can we, like when I'm having a beer on a Saturday, I don't have to worry about wait, no, all 9, either one.
They're things that anyone can do. And it's something that we have the opportunity to do every single day. So I start with hydration, obviously, since we're almost all water. We want to think about the water that we are. Nutrition, what we're eating is a really big thing, and it's obvious. Minerals, we need to make sure we're getting minerals in our diet and our food. Our soil is so depleted of minerals. Most people are drinking filtered water, which filters out all the minerals. Then the water's unstructured, dissonant frequencies, sending unhealthy, dissonant messages to our body. So we could get into that. So we need minerals. If you look at a crystal, what makes a crystal this structure that it is? It's made of minerals. And so our body needs minerals in order for us to structure the water inside of our bodies. So minerals are essential. There's 78 trace elements and minerals that our body needs, and many of us are missing some of those elements. So then we can't build new healthy cells. So that we've got minerals, we've got sunlight. A lot of people are indoors under, I call it toxic lighting, kind of like junk food lighting. So if you're under these blue lights and these LED lights and whatever lights we're under.
Like my podcast studio right now, might not be. Nick, we got to get these lights updated, man.
That's junk food lighting.
Damn it, I knew I was gaining weight in here.
Exactly. Light is full spectrum light is food. It's nutrition for our cells, nutrition for our mitochondria. And if we're not getting the full spectrum of light, then what happens is we can be depleted. Just like a plant needs light. We're like basically complex plants, we need water and sunlight. Anyway, so we need full spectrum sun. That's an essential. We need to have playtime. I always say creative playtime. If you're not playing, you're not moving, you're not using your brain in different ways, then you're not going to thrive. We need connected community. So many people feel connected, this false sense of connection through social media platforms, the phone, whatever we have, but it's like this surface connection. We need to be looking into each other's eyes, knowing that we have support, we have community, we have a purpose bigger than ourselves. Sleep is essential. A lot of people are not getting sleep. They're deprived of sleep, or the sleep that they're getting is not enough REM sleep or deep sleep. And so I talk about sleep. Movement. If we're not moving, or, in order for your joints to be healthy, you got to move all of them. Okay, you got to move your fingers. You have to move our neck, every part of your body. How many have I said so far? I think I
sounded
said
like 7, I think.
I only said
8, maybe 8. It might have been all of them. I don't know. I started counting and then I lost track. Nick, can I get a rewind there? How many was that? 9. It might have been 9. I don't know. It's like I was too entranced with going, all right, am I doing these things?
Yeah. And they're so simple, right? It's like the 9 pillars are very simple. So it's hydration, minerals, nutrition, movement, sunlight, grounding. How many of us take our shoes off during the day, connect to the earth and ground? So our cells in our body need to be charged, just like the cells in your cell phone need a charge. Your body needs to charge. And what charges your cells are things like the sun and the earth. The earth's frequencies, the earth's magnetic charge is charging our body, but we must take the rubber soles off because the rubber in between our feet and the earth is preventing us from being able to receive that charge. So we got to take our shoes off. We get to take our shoes off, go walk in a field, go walk on the ground, go walk on the beach, even better. Because when you walk on the beach, you get a double dose of, or actually you're killing four birds with one stone because you're moving, you're grounding, you're getting sunlight usually, and you're getting minerals because you're able to pull the minerals from the oceans, plasma, and then it's actually detoxing as well. There's an ionic exchange where the toxins are being pulled out from the bottom of your feet and you're receiving nutrition. So beach walks are ultimate healing, in my opinion.
I knew we needed to move to the beach. I knew it. Yes. I'm setting that up, but I'm totally screwed because I hate taking my shoes off.
Really? Why?
Not outside, I don't mind it. Inside, it's something.
Are you embarrassed of your feet, Ryan?
No, I'm really not. It's more like it's something, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm like.
Are you one of those guys with like a weird pinky toe?
No. Okay. I've been told for a man, I have beautiful feet.
Oh, okay.
I have been told this, but inside, I love walking on the beach barefoot. So it's not outside, but inside, there's something that, I don't know. I have to have shoes on. I don't know why. We're learning lots about me here on the Radcast today.
You're one of those people. So I make everyone take their shoes off when they come into my house. And some people it bugs them. They're like, do I really have to take my shoes off?
See, I wouldn't mind that. Your house looks pretty nice. You know, like, I think it's like, is it hard surfaces or no carpet?
It's all raw oak. So my whole floor is untreated raw oak. We actually treat it with like coconut oil and castor oil and raw oils to coat it.
Nice.
Okay, so creative playtime is the next one, Ryan. And creative playtime is my favorite because how often do you get like a hall pass to say, go play? This is for your health. This is important. This is what we need. You're like, yeah, okay. I'm going to go play because this is what I need to do today. So when I say playtime, it's like anything that gets you out of that robotic, mundane hamster wheel, go get something to eat, get in the car, go do this. Anything that gets your brain so that it's like just open space to do whatever comes to mind. So a lot of people are like, how do I play when I'm an adult? I'm like, sit at a piano and try to make up a song or go roll on the grass and whatever it is. It doesn't really matter. For every single person, it's different. For me, it's jumping on my trampoline, laughing, like going and doing cartwheels like I did when I was a kid. I mean, I'm horrible at them, but yeah. So, and then connected community and sleep. Those are the 9 pillars. If we're missing one of those, our health will definitely suffer and we won't be thriving and our cells won't be at that optimum potential that they could be. And we won't be making that optimum intracellular water.
I love that. And go check out Tracy's book, The 9. Is it habits or 9?
9 pillars of health.
Pillars.
The book's called Hydrate with Tracy Duhs, and it goes through the 9 pillars. It also has my magical elixir recipes.
Yes.
I call an elixir a magical medicinal potion, and it's basically anything that has elevated, upgraded botanicals, nutrients, minerals, things that bring you to life and are alchemized together into a drink that tastes yummy, makes you feel good, hydrates you. There's no alcohol in any of the recipes.
Damn it. I didn't hear Crown and Ginger Ale or Margarita anywhere in that. And I'm like, damn it.
But, I mean, you can always add your own alcohol to my drinks, but I don't suggest it.
Do you drink alcohol, Tracy?
I don't drink alcohol. I mean, I won't say like I wouldn't have a sip. If I'm in Italy and someone has a beautiful glass of wine, I'm not like, oh my gosh, I won't touch that. It's like, yeah, I'll have a sip of that. But it's not something that I'm opening up a bottle of wine and like drinking or going to a restaurant and ordering a drink. That's not my typical MO.
Yeah, that's good. It's no wonder you look so healthy.
I'm really 101, so.
Yes. I knew it. The queen of not aging and elixirs.
Like just so old, never aging.
What's up, guys? Ryan and Chris here. I want to talk to you about Apollo, our official partnership with the wearable. And look, we talk about it all the time. The research is out, guys. There's no hiding. Sleep is one of the most important things to your overall health and wellness. And that's why we love what we're seeing from Apollo. I'm using it. Chris has been an advocate for over 3 years. Talk about it, Chris. I know it's been helping with your sleep.
Yeah, man, I'm super stoked. The Apollo wearable device, I've been using this for 3 years. Anyone that knows me knows it's on my ankle or wrist all the time, including in my bed, which may seem a little odd that I sleep with this, but they've got all these different modes. Sleep mode kind of eases your body, eases your mind in that relaxed state. It helps you kind of calm that nervous system where you're hacking your brain in a way. But I'll tell you what, you can even set it on a schedule where it'll ease you into sleep. Then you can set it 6 a.m., 7 a.m. It'll gently wake you up. All of a sudden it's vibrating faster. It's pulsing faster. It's sending this frequency through your body, alerting your nervous system, time to wake up. So tons of uses. You can set it where it's easy to work for you. Set your schedule through the day, energy, social, sleep, calm, meditate, anything you want. There's a different mode for.
Look, ApolloNeuro.com, 15% off. Use Vibe Science, VIBE Science. This is a great deal with a great partner that's leading innovations. You won't believe the data. You won't believe the results, just like Chris. We'll see you soon. Tracy, how'd you get so damn successful? Let's tell our audience a little bit of your, I know you're writing books. You got the health and wellness centers that have been successful, but maybe a little bit of that business journey for everybody.
I would say if I had to say how I got the most successful, it'd probably be through ignorance is bliss, just not really taking no for an answer. When I was a little girl, my dad would tell me, just dream, anything's possible. So as I was growing up, I just thought, if you just work really hard, you can have whatever you want. And so I just kept driving and pushing, and it worked, definitely worked. I got all the things I wanted, became what I wanted to be. But it's interesting because I don't think what one person's definition of success isn't someone else's. So my definition of success has changed since the beginning of my life. When I was younger, I thought success would be if I had the money, the house, the cars, the lifestyle, the trips. But now my idea of success is how connected are my relationships? How connected am I to myself, to divine, to God? How healthy am I? Am I enjoying life? Am I waking up in the morning with peace, with joy, with excitement? That's my higher definition of success now.
Well, let me ask you a question. I got to ask this question. I love that. And it's true, but it's like chicken or the egg. Can that be your definition of success because you work so damn hard and you've made money and you've gotten the things that allow you the peace of mind to maybe focus on that?
That's a really good point. It does make things a lot easier. Living in a house that I can see the ocean and having the money to buy the healthy water that I want,
Sure.
and the supplements I want. Yes. I mean, obviously we think about Maslow's law of hierarchy, right? We want to have that security, that safety, and I have that. And so that does contribute to me being able to rest and feel like, I can just focus on these things. So yeah, they all do work together. I guess it's like when I was a little girl, I used to look at people that had designer things, like a woman who had maybe a Chanel bag and think, wow, she's really made it, And now I look at that and I think, gosh, how many kids could that feed, in a country where someone has no money? My daughter was telling me yesterday that I think they spent $1 billion on Rise of the Resistance, this ride at Disneyland. And my other daughter was like, Mama, how many children could they be feeding in another country starving? She's like, this makes me feel so selfish going on this ride.
Oh no.
I was like, everything is all perspective, right? It's
That's true.
we're enjoying it. We like the ride, but you look at this perspective. So I don't know. I don't have the answer. Like it humbles me just to think about it because I know I don't have the answers and I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I like the answer. I just had to know because we have a lot of people in the show and they talk about it. And a lot of people like just by the nature of it, because we're trying to, our audience, we're trying to show them some of the traits, some of the habits, some of the things that led to success, which I'm going to let you continue your story, which I'm sure we'll get there. But I think sometimes it's like in now the modern world, like we do all value things differently. I think coming through the pandemic and people have been reflective and we all start to value a lot of what you described, or a lot of people do. But I like to keep us a little in reality sometimes. With
Am I going too esoterical right now? Like,
no, you're not. You're not at all. I think you're actually especially the habits and the water and all that. I think we say if it's radical, we cover. We've already like blown through like the ceiling of like the prerequisites of the episode. This is amazing, Tracy. So keep telling. I want you to keep going on your journey.
So I grew up in a house that my dad was a missionary pastor, and we definitely had very humble beginnings. I remember days where we'd all be on our knees, praying that God would provide something for us to have dinner, and it was a humble beginning. My dad worked hard. He always provided. We never went without, but it was also very humble. And I used to think about the opportunity. One thing that my father instilled in me was like, anything you want to do or become, you can. And your greatest struggle is going to be figuring out what you want that to be. Because once you decide it, it'll be, but you just need to figuring it out. So I would watch TV and I would see people that had, like these comedies, like these sitcoms, and I would look like their life was so fun. They're laughing, having a good time. They had a nice house. So I just wanted to be like that. So I thought the way that I could be like that, I'm talking about when I was really little, like 5, 6, I thought I had to be in Hollywood to have that kind of lifestyle. So I always thought one day I want to go to Hollywood and do that, but also I want to help people. So how do I do both? So I thought, well, I'm going to be an actress, but I'm also going to be a doctor too. So when I was blessed with the opportunity of getting through high school in 1 year and started college at 15 and a half. And I wouldn't say that I was the most like genius kid or anything like that. I was just very driven. And my first semester of college, I think I started with 21 science units. Had to go. I remember walking into the dean's office at 15 and saying, I want to do this. I want to become a doctor someday. I want to help people. And I don't want to waste any time. Will you sign this so that I can take all these units? And he's like, sure. And I did well. I got on the dean's list that year and I just pushed through. And that next summer, since my dad was a missionary, I got to go to an indigenous village in Guatemala and shadow a surgeon, just witness so many things, surgery, vaccinations, you name it. And it was really fun. And it was the most eye-opening experience. One of the things that I took home with me that I never forgot was how precious water is. Because those people had to walk at least 5 miles a day to get water. And the water that they were getting was actually contaminated. And so a lot of people were passing away, children passing away, people very sick because they were drinking contaminated water. And I came home and I thought there's 2 changes that happened inside of me. I don't want to cut people. I want to help people, but I don't want to cut people open and give them shots. That didn't resonate with my personal journey. So I thought, okay, I want to help people, but how else can I help them? And the second thing was how precious water was and to be grateful for it. And that someday I want to go back and help these people so that they have access to clean drinking water. So I went into business after that, and I was like, scrap being a doctor. I'm going to go into business. And I had this opportunity when I was 17 to get into venture capital and then eventually investment banking. And at that time, I started a modeling agency because I thought back to the Hollywood thing. And so I just started doing business, and it was so much fun because I think really being successful is being able to just connect with people and have fun with people and create community and show up and have a vision and those kind of things. If you just keep showing up every day and you're faithful and you're fun and you're kind and you're honest, you're going to go somewhere. So, and just do the things that light you up, that get you excited. We've all been given gifts that are unique to us, and it's not an accident. So the things that make you smile or light you up, chances are you're really good at that. So I just kind of like kept honing in on the things that I was good at and the things that I liked. And I mean, it took me in different areas. I got into real estate. I married a guy who's a real estate mogul. He does strip centers, shopping centers, and we go into little cities and do nice gentrification, change things up. And he has this amazing formula, and that was really fun. For years, our date night was like, instead of going out and doing something, we'd drive the city, and he would just quiz me on like, hey, what's the cap rate on that building? Or how much should we give this person in TIs? Or, whatever. It was just really fun. And then we would like design the front, redo it, go in and create a new tenant mix. So much fun. So I think that my journey was really kind of confusing at times because I thought, gosh, I'm doing all of these different things, and what am I really good at? And just keep following the things that light you up, because one day my daughter, she was born, and when she was 2 years old, she was vaccine injured, and she got an autoimmune condition where all her hair fell out, and she actually had multiple autoimmune conditions where she also got Hashimoto's thyroid, and she was very lethargic. There was a lot of things going on, and the doctors told her that she would live with that the rest of her life, and there was nothing we could do. And it's like my brain went back into overdrive again. That whole health passion and wanting to help people came back. And I'm like, what can I do? Because no is not an answer for me with my little girl. She's got to have hope. There's always hope. So I went back to herbal school. I entered into a PhD program that was really cool because it looked at the body from a more functional standpoint, quantum standpoint, as opposed to an allopathic approach. And that was where I really started to understand and learn about water from not just its chemistry, but far beyond that. And that was when the stars aligned for me, I think. And it was like, oh my gosh, all of these things that I've been doing all along have been leading me to this point. And I remember being so fearful when I turned 30. I was like, oh my gosh, I do all these different things. Like, what am I really good at? But now I look at it and I'm like, they were all meant for a purpose. And I'm so glad that I just kept following the path.
A couple things, or a lot of things, but I'm going to say this. I talk to a lot of successful people, and there's some traits that come out, and they're unique to them, but also consistent. There's two of them with you that from all of that. There's a lot, but two. One, the drive. If you aren't driven, if you have to have that drive, and I don't know exactly what ignites that for certain people and not others. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know if that's nurture or nature, but it's there in all successful people. And the other thing is this natural human curiosity. And I bet you, without even asking you, you are a extremely curious person. And because what you just described, you know, a lot of these different paths and all that, because you're driven, highly curious, and you wanted to figure it out. Did I nail it? You got to be. You have to be. It's like, I don't know what it is, but every successful person I talk to has 3 or 4 traits, and those are 2 of the biggest ones. And I don't know what it is, but it did drive you ultimately to find your passion, which is around health and water and elixirs and potions. And if I come to San Diego, I want some elixir and a potion from Tracy.
Oh, you know you're going to get one. Everyone who steps into my house gets a magical medicinal potion. And they're like jumping on the trampoline here, doing cartwheels. They're like, what the hell happened to me?
I know. Hey, it sounds like I need some fun time, you know?
I have an adult tree house here at my house.
Oh my goodness. Did you have the guy that makes the tree houses make it, or you know that show?
That show, but there's another one called O2 Treehouse, and they've built the most magical tree houses in the world. And I found them and had them come out, and they built this like floating net over my avocado tree where you can see like a 360 view of downtown and the ocean. And there's a shower and a bathroom and a lounge area down below, and then like a little ladder to climb up. I mean, it's cool.
This sounds amazing. Oh my God. Nick, book our San Diego next week. Treehouse, we're in. Oh my God, that sounds amazing. Yeah. I love it.
You know, what you just said, Ryan, about curiosity, that ties into the pillar of health, which is creative playtime.
Yeah.
Because without curiosity, you can't have that creative play. So those work in tandem. It's like, in order to play, we have to tap into that curiosity. Like, oh, what would happen if I did this, or move my body this way, or played with this, or put this molecule with this over here, and, you know, like add these 2 together. What's going to happen if I add an acid and a base together? You know, simple things like that. If we're not getting curious, then we're not really playing.
Yeah. How do you view marketing and social media and all that? Like, have you been one that's like, I let other people handle that, I embrace it, I know it works, but are you consider yourself a marketer?
Well, that's a good question. There was a time in my life where I think anybody that's curious about people can be pretty good at marketing.
Yep. It is a study of human behavior at the end of the day. People like to confuse it, but it's human behavior and what triggers human behavior to take an action.
Exactly. So I just have always been a person that kind of studies people, their behavior, how they act, how they respond. And it's just fun for me. I'm very curious about people.
Yeah.
So I feel like marketing's always kind of come natural to me. I wouldn't say that I try to market or come up with marketing plans or programs. It's just like kind of inside of me. If you're studying people, you're going to know like, hey, maybe we should do this or try that. So I think I'm naturally marketing without trying.
Yeah. Are you on TikTok? That's the question.
No. So I know I could have probably started TikTok a while ago and all those things, but I came to this realization that for me personally, it takes away from my playtime and my creative time to have too many of these apps and these platforms and all these things. And sure, I could build my brand and do so much more, but I'm not really focused on building my brand. I'm focused on becoming the best human that I can right now. And then I put stuff up as it comes to mind on my Instagram or this or that. And it's going to reach who it's meant to reach. That's just what I believe is. I'm not going to try to force it or think, oh, I got to get this many followers or this many people to see this or this many likes. I've gotten away from that because it takes away from my joy. It takes away from my pleasure and my excitement. So I'm putting more of my energy now into stillness, quiet, listening, getting that potent download. And then, okay, now if it feels right to share it, I'll share it. And but I'm just really in a different place in my life now where I just love to be one-on-one with people, hang out, have people in my house, parties, events, writing, doing my book. So I'm putting information out, but it's just a different energy than it was. And for everyone, it's different. That's not saying that someone focused on their TikTok is wrong, or that's great. I think it's amazing. And I admire the people that do that. I think in life we shift, right? And how we feel. And so my energy is just in a different space right now.
Yeah. But one thing that stuck with me, what you said, focused on being more human. And I think that's what's missing today, and I think that's what will separate you, focusing on being more human is going to actually bring out your personal brand even more. Even no matter whether you post it or not, you're going to do activities because you're a driven person. And so that will be reflective. So you're building your brand without building your brand.
Exactly.
Yes.
Without trying to build my brand.
That's right.
I don't have an intention of trying to build my brand. I'm not sitting here thinking about it or coming up with a plan. It's funny that you asked that question, because today when I was in the shower, I was thinking about that. I'm like, God, what's wrong with me? I don't really care. I don't try hard to build my brand or think about what I need to post or a plan. And my team is constantly asking me okay, so what are we doing here? Why are you not doing this or that or these ideas? And I'm just kind of no.
Yeah.
I just want to live my life and then authentically share it and allow God to bring in the people that are aligned with my message. Because some people are not going to align with my message. They don't like my message. They don't care. They don't even care about it. It's not important to them. And then there's other people that they say it's changed their life. So it's going to align with the people that it's meant to. And I'm just focused on really honing my craft and being the best that I can be, and then allowing God to do the rest.
Hey, I like it. And on that note, Tracy, where can people keep up with you? I know you said Instagram, you got your books. Let's do some plugging here so everybody can, that does align. And I feel in alignment. I feel like a puddle of H2O sitting here, but structured. I'm structured H2O at this moment, but I do want to tell people where to find Tracy Duhs.
Well, I would say the only platform I'm active on is Instagram. So if you want to see updates or little stories or my authentic sharing of my real life, then it's mostly going to be on Instagram. So it's at TracyDuhs. You can also find more information about me, like my bio, my background, all of those things, my favorite products at tracyduhs.com. And if you want to reach out to my team and, you're interested in a wellness retreat or learning more about me or being on my podcast or having me on yours, you can just email us at hydrate@tracyduhs.com.
I love it, Tracy. You're cool. I want to stay in touch.
Or if you want to come play in my treehouse.
I'm staying in touch just to come play in the treehouse. I really appreciate you coming on and being authentic and real. It's refreshing.
Thanks for having me. I'm blessed to be here.
I'm at Ryan Alford on all the platforms, including TikTok, where I'm blowing up. Go find me there. We'll see you next time.
The content discussed on this show is provided for reference and educational purposes. The content is not an attempt to practice medicine or provide specific medical advice. Always consult your personal physician for medical advice and proper diagnosis.
Thanks for listening. This is Vibe Science. To learn more or watch full episodes, visit vibesciencepodcast.com. Here's to discovering your highest vibe